I do this shit right here for my hood. For them Crescent City Katrina survivors, for them 504 riders, I do this shit right here. For my niggas in the night ward trying to take care of their kids, cause them streets was my home for the majority of my years. I do this shit right here. For my niggas that didn't make it out like I did. David Davily. He ain't had to do what he did, but he did, went to jail and he suffered his kids. Now he got labeled as a convict, a nigga that ain't worth shit. A deadbeat dad is what he's called by his baby mother, but the label that I gave him, I call him my big brother. He made some mistakes, but he paid for them in the end, and he suffered the worst 5 years into his sentence. When he said he loved his kids, I could vouch that he meant it. So imagine his rage when he found out what happened. His only daughter, Dejanelle Latancy Davilier. Sweetest little girl, and she loved her daddy. And his name is the one she called when that nigga stole her innocence. She woke up in the middle of the night and even the thought is painful. She was 8 years old and her rape was anal. But her rapist walked free, so her pain was in vain. So I do this shit right here, so y'all can feel her pain. Brandon Irvin Kuzan. Killed at 17 years old by a crackhead trying to get a hit. He was just trying to get a little cash to take care of his kid, but the media ain't want to hear that shit. They headlined him as a young thug killed in a drug transaction. They forgot to point out that he got a 5-month-old son that got to grow up without a daddy. Failed to mention that he was 2 months away from graduating from high school with honors and a full football scholarship. But that shit wasn't juicy enough for the media to gossip with. Nakim Hall. 14 years old, she ain't experienced life at all. She was killed in a car crash by a police officer, but her cousin took the fall. She was just trying to go home, but that last left turn turned out to be the one they shouldn't have took. The 19-year-old driver was the only one to survive. She got blamed for the shit even though the cop was going 95. He ain't having no lights, no sirens, no nothing, and I just don't get that shit. Now she's gotta live with the fact that she was blamed for the deaths of Nakim and 4 of her other young cousins. I do this shit right here for my hood, cause the streets is my seed. Raised me from a young thug, provided me with the things that I need. The streets is my life and they claim me for years, and this liquid that's running down my face, don't mistake this for tears. See, I got verses of generational curses in my eyes and it's making my eyes water. So I'm pushing it out for the sake of my unborn sons and daughters. And for the one that I lost, I want you to know that mommy's surviving. And if you'd have made it to see light, I would have named you near Imani, because the definition of that name is purpose and faith. And I want you to know that although you were unexpected, you were far from a mistake. You were sent to me to teach me that the streets be the place of my birth and a place I will never forget. But I refuse to let the streets be the place of my death. So I do this shit right here for my hood and the fact that I left. I stopped fighting for my life so I can start fighting for you. I wake up every morning and put that U.S. Army across my chest so my baby cousins won't have to. And I hate to tell you, Mr. President, but in the Army we doing the same shit that the streets do. We're protecting our own no matter whose life it takes. Even if it costs us our soldiers, that's the price that we pay. And we too ashamed to admit that this time, shit, we made a mistake. So we covering our tracks with the blood of innocent truth, oblivious of the message that we sending to our youth. And we wondering why in the streets they're doing the same shit that you're training us to do. I do this shit right here for my hood and my people that's still there. So know this for y'all when I throw my setup in the air. And the only reason I do this shit when I really don't want to do it no more, it ain't got shit to do with being an American soldier. It's my hood that I'm fighting for.